I believe in the America of individual liberty, duty, and honor. I believe in the America of George Washington and John Adams, of Andrew Jackson and Abraham Lincoln, of Teddy Roosevelt, Calvin Coolidge, and Ronald Reagan. These giants of the past hold high a torch to guide our footsteps into the future. Politicians talk about freedom, commentators write about it, members of our armed forces bleed and often die to defend it. I stand with the Pilgrims, the Puritans, and the pioneers, the earliest settlers on these shores, and the intrepid Americans who pushed west, settling a vast continent. I pay homage to the farmers and ranchers, the merchants and mechanics, the workers and entrepreneurs, and the inventors. America is a monument to their determination, their sacrifice, and their vision. I believe that a nation that can't defend its borders has surrendered its sovereignty. Immigration policy must be decided by the American people based on the national interests. I am incensed by driver's licenses, in-state tuition, and voting rights for illegal aliens. This isn't compassion, but a slap in the face to the hard-working, law-abiding Americans, including, by the way, the immigrants who came here legally and their descendants. I reject anything that detracts from the primacy of our mother tongue, including bilingual education, bilingual ballots, Press 1 for English, and other forms of language pandering. In the words of Theodore Roosevelt, another great American, we have room for but one flag, the American flag. We have room for but one language here, and that is the English language. Heart and head, not on religion, race, or ethnicity. An American is identified by what he believes, not where he was born. Everyone who believes in America, everyone who fights for America, is an American, regardless of how he worships or where he was born. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we need to stop dividing Americans along the lines of race, ethnicity, or class, and start uniting them. Multiculturalism and racial identity politics teach minorities that they are members of a race or community first, and Americans second, if at all. We need an electorate which will vote, and a people who will act, not as Latinos, blacks, Asians, Jews, evangelicals, workers, seniors, businessmen, but as Americans for America. I believe our elites are rife with treason, not treason as defined in law, but treason of the heart. They repudiate the ideals on which this country was founded, they identify with our enemies, and they believe that our history is an unbroken saga of exploitation and oppression. To justify their hatred of America, they rewrite history and obsess about our mistakes while ignoring our triumphs. We're the only nation that fought a civil war in which 600,000 died on both sides to abolish that evil institution. I believe that defending America must be the first priority of our national government, and the second priority, and the third priority. The primary purpose of government is to protect us from savages at home and abroad. Liberty is guarded by men with guns who walk the ramparts. Much as we may wish it were otherwise, a world at peace is a dangerous delusion. I believe that ultimately, American security rests on the family. Families keep America strong. At best, the family is the incubator of civic virtue, passing patriotic values to the next generation. As much as our military, the family guards the flame of liberty. Men go to war to protect their loved ones, not for lower marginal tax rates. Who undermines the family, including marriage, subverts America. I believe that Israel and America share a unique bond. In the course of human history, they are the only two nations where the vision preceded possession of the land. American values stretch back to Sinai and come to the West through Jerusalem, Rome, and the Reformation. Absent ancient Israel's encounter with God, there would be no America. To turn our backs on Israel is to betray ourselves. I believe that political Islam is the deadliest threat confronting America today. Terrorism is almost exclusively the province of Islamic militants. Islam is the religion of peace, the way German is the language of diplomacy. Orthodox Islam is an ideology at war with American values, religious tolerance, equality before the law, and non-aggression. September 11th, 2001 was not Islam's declaration of war on America, but a milestone in a clash of civilizations that's been going on for over 1,300 years. What fascism was during the 1930s and 1940s, what communism was from 1917 through the Cold War, Islamism is today. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I believe America needs patriots as never before. Each of us, each and every one of us, owes this country far more than we can ever hope to repay. To withdraw from the fray is a betrayal of the patriots who came before us. The Continental soldiers who left bloody footprints in the snow in December of 1776. The patriots who starved and froze to death at Valley Forge. The patriots who stormed Cemetery Ridge. The Lost Battalion of the Argonne. The Marines on Guadalcanal. The boys of the Ranger Assault Group who took the heights at Pont de Hoc. The battling bastards of Bastogne. Those who fought with sword and those who fought with pens. Those who first beheld this blessed land through tear-filled eyes, and those who refused to give up when everything seemed hopeless. Since this is the celebration of the 100th anniversary of the birth of Ronald Reagan, let us then conclude with the words of that great man who, as usual, put it so succinctly and so eloquently. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We will preserve for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth, or we will sentence them to take the first step into 1,000 years of darkness. If we fail, at least let our children and our children's children say of us that we justified our brief moment here. We did all that could be done. Thank you. Well, thank you for enduring that. It's a long speech, I know, and you have other speakers today, but I found that there's simply no way to shorten that message. And the message is important, not the messenger, but the message. Thank you.